Bout Time with Rashawn's Bout Time Boxing, aka Mr. Trill 100 Mil. What's up to my Bout Time Boxing family and the Trill 100 Mil gang? Thank you to every single one of y'all who has been taking out the time to watch the videos, like the videos, share the videos, and leave the comments. I appreciate each and every single one of y'all. I say that all the time because I mean it. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to Rashawn's Bout Time Boxing. Encourage others to subscribe and pass the word about Rashawn's Bout Time Boxing. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can stay up on the latest with the boxing rap with no cap. Rashawn's Bout Time Boxing. All right, so shout out, and I gotta shout out the new media. Period. Shout out the new media. All new media. All right, so I was watching this. Max Kellerman got this thing called Max on Boxing, and so he's talking about, like a lot of the prospects, young up and coming fighters, some of the established fighters. Him and Andre Ward having this conversation, and it's funny how Max Kellerman says like Gervonta Davis' career was, well planned out or something to that effect. But they basically just trying to say that Tank has taken a careful, or Mayweather Promotions, Al Heyman, his team, Leonard Ellerbe, has taken a more safer route. I'm reading in between the lines. Now, those who beg to differ, y'all can beg to differ, because we can do it. But it's crazy how Lomachenko was 18-2 with 11 knockouts. Okay? Teofimo Lopez fought Richard Comey, knocked him out in 2 rounds. Right? Now, Mark Kriegel said that nobody has the skill or imagination that Lomachenko has. Y'all can talk about his extensive amateur background. He's a decorated amateur. So is a lot of these other fighters are decorated amateurs too. But it's just funny how when nobody said nothing, when okay, Devin Haney fought Jorge Linares, right? So did Lomachenko. Gervonta Davis fought Jose Pedraza. So did Lomachenko. But here's the difference. When Lomachenko fought Jorge Linares, he was showing promise of his greatness and all these big things that come, and they praised him for it. Devin Haney fights Jorge Linares, and they like, oh, well, yeah, he beat Jorge Linares, but he still ain't really show us nothing. Same thing with Pedraza. Lomachenko beat Jose Pedraza, unanimous decision. Tank knocked Jose Pedraza out. Now when Lomachenko beat Pedraza, it's, oh, look at the skill of Lomachenko. He's so great. He's so this. This is the skill. Like he's destined for greatness. But when Tank do it, yeah, he did it. But still hasn't really showed us, too much. He still hasn't had that big moment, because of how Leonard Ellerbe, Al Heyman, Floyd Mayweather, the GTD team, and PBC and Mayweather Promotions is orchestrating his career. To me, that is such an insult and disrespect, not only to Gervonta Davis, but it's an insult to his whole team and everybody that's involved with his career. Coach Calvin, Barry Hunter, all of them. It's an insult to all those guys. Everybody who's been with this kid from the time he was a child up until now. I don't understand how, it's an insult to guys like Shakur Stevenson too. Why? Lomachenko was an Olympian, so was Shakur Stevenson. So was Clarissa Shields. I don't hear nobody praising her the way they talk about Lomachenko. And I know some of y'all going to watch this video, and some of y'all going, y'all going to spit y'all going to spit y'all shit. Y'all going to talk y'all stuff. Y'all going to try to, like, oh man, you don't know what you talking about. Nah, this is facts. Loma beat these guys and he get praised for it, show promise of greatness and all these things to come. Devin Haney or Tank beat these same guys and all of a sudden they still haven't proved anything. He still hasn't given us that, that moment. When he knocked out Leo Santa, everybody was praising Leo Santa Cruz up until he fought Tank. And then when Tank knocked him out, then all of a sudden Tank was too big. He stopped Gamboa late in the fight. Everybody talked about how Gamboa gave him problems. He should have disposed of Gamboa faster. He let Gamboa hang around. Everybody praised Mario Barrios and talked about, yeah, Barrios is bigger. He this, he that. Tank ain't ready for no bigger guys. Tank stopped Barrios. And then what they do? Still saying that he has not shown certain things yet to prove that he's that guy, but he only appears to be that guy because of how his team has orchestrated his career and not on the merit of his skill and his boxing ability. Are you serious? Wow. What if Lomachenko fought Barrios and beat him? Y'all would be y'all be talking about, oh, Lomachenko, oh man, you see what he did? If he'd have beat Leo Santa Cruz, y'all would have said the same thing. I don't understand why certain fighters get criticized for their performance. And then y'all get mad at Tank and Devin Haney, y'all for not fighting certain fighters. But Ryan Garcia called people out, pull out, he get a pass. Teofimo did the same thing, calling people out, throwing names out there, and then ducking and dodging people, he get a pass. Max Kellerman talked about, the belt that was stripped from Lomachenko before he fought Teofimo. Nah, you could say stripped, but Devin Haney was his mandatory. And he didn't want to fight Devin Haney. But did anybody come down on Lomachenko about that? Nope. Instead of saying, damn, Loma, he dropped the belt to Devin because he didn't want to fight him, everybody wanted to call Devin Haney an email champion or paper champion, whatever it is y'all want to say. Y'all look for ways to discredit these people. These fighters who are on their way to being great and who do great things in the ring. Wow. This is why I call this boxing, bias, and bullshit. Because that's what's going on, especially with old media. Mark Kriegel said that nobody has the skill or imagination that Loma has. He said this in a fight when he was fighting Richard Comey. And now all of a sudden, he beat Richard Comey. Oh, everybody need to pack it in and hide now. Loma making a comeback. He back. He kicking ass and taking names. And I know some of y'all might look at this like this is an insult to Loma. This is not an insult to Loma. This is not to Vasyl Lomachenko, but to what the people are saying. People got their stuff twisted. And if everything I just said is not showing that that the media is biased towards Devin Haney, Gervonta Davis, Shakur Stevenson, Jaron Ennis, Lomachenko was 18-2 with 11 knockouts. And everybody just talk about how great he is. Jaron Ennis is 28-0 with 26 knockouts, and people still talking about he need to prove more? Wow. Lomachenko, if everybody claiming, because I've read headlines like Loma, he's back. He's back. Loma's back. If he's back when he was coming back, no disrespect to Richard Comey. But why not say, you know what? I want to fight Shakur Stevenson or Devin Haney or Gervonta Davis. I know what some of y'all going to say. Oh, they tried to make those fights happen. Right. All y'all got to do is ask Shakur Stevenson about when, when he was in Loma's camp and he sparred with Loma for free. He said he didn't even want the money. He just wanted the experience. And talk to the people who was there and ask them what they saw. It's a lot of biased bullshit going on in boxing, and it's not cool. And then this thing, Max on Boxing, he talked about all these other prospects. And this is no disrespect to Nico Ali Walsh, Muhammad Ali's grandson, Xander Zayas, Keyshawn Davis, and a few other people. But he mentioned all these prospects in different weight classes, but never mentioned Jalil Hackett. Nico Ali Walsh, I think, is 3-0 or 4-0 or something like that. Jalil Hackett is 3-0. Why you ain't talk about him? Why you didn't mention Jalil Hackett's name? It seemed like people got something personal against, Al Heyman, PBC, Leonard Ellerbe, Floyd Mayweather, Mayweather Promotions, and all that. It seemed like people got something personal against them. But how can you talk about the prospects, the up-and-coming prospects in all these different weight classes and not talk about Jalil Major Hackett? How can you not talk about him? He's a decorated amateur. He's been around the sport since he was 7 or 8 years old. He's worked with a lot of other different fighters before he turned pro. Floyd Mayweather knew about him. A lot of other people knew about him. Julian J. Rock Williams, Malik Hawkins, Gervonta Davis, Shakur Stevenson, Jaron Ennis. A lot of fighters, a lot of people knew about Jalil Hackett. But you talk about all, and again, please, I don't want y'all to think I'm attacking these other prospects. I'm not. I support all these young up and coming fighters. That's what I'm saying. I support them all. And if I don't talk about them yet, don't mean that they're not on my radar. I just haven't gotten around to talking about them yet. But Max Kellerman has a bigger platform than I do. Way bigger platform than I do. And is known way more than I am. And you don't talk about Jalil Hackett and the performances that this kid has been doing. First 2 fights by knockout, a beautiful 4-round decision. This kid making noise in his last fight. And he's known around there. People know who this kid is. Why are you not talking about him? He deserves that platform. He deserves to be talked about. It's just crazy, man, how, again, Gervonta Davis is 26-0 with 24 knockouts. His last 16 fights, other than the one with Cruz, his last 16 fights were all by knockouts. For the last, 4 years or so, up until he fought Cruz, he's been knocking everybody out. And Loma cherry-picked Teofimo Lopez. Yep, he did. He chose to fight Teofimo Lopez because he thought Teo was an easier fight and he could try to get that IBF title and he could petition the WBC for the franchise title, drop the WBC title to Devin Haney, and then just move forward. But that backfired. Same way it backfired on Teofimo Lopez by choosing not to fight Devin Haney and to fight George Kambosos because he thought it was an easier fight because Kambosos was relatively unknown. Some people didn't know about him and all that. And that backfired. But yet, people want to criticize Devin Haney for his performance against Jojo Diaz, against Jorge Linares, and then up until then, he ain't fight nobody. Same thing with Gervonta Davis. I couldn't believe it when I heard them saying stuff like, well, we still haven't, seen that Are you serious? When Leo Santa Cruz was dogging everybody out and all that stuff, everybody was piping up Santa Cruz, talking about all the different fighters that would have trouble with him if they fought him. And Gervonta Davis, his name was one of the names that they said would have trouble with him if they fought him. And when he took the fight against Barrios, they said, oh man, a lot of people thought that was a death sentence for Gervonta Davis. He going up to 1 foot, man, Barrios too big. He too strong for him. But like I said before, Gervonta Davis don't get the credit that he deserves for his boxing skill. So when people watch him, they're watching for the knockout. They're not looking at the skill and the ability that he displayed that leads up to the knockout. They just watch the fight, wait for the knockout to come, and then, but they don't pay attention to nothing that happened up until then. And because he had to display that and then had to finish the fight with one hand, now everybody talking about he lost. Now tell me that ain't some boxing biased bullshit. Tell me that ain't. Tell me them not talking about Jalil Hackett ain't some boxing biased bullshit. Them criticizing Devin Haney, come on, that's not what? But praising Lomachenko? So yeah, I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. You got these guys, Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, Gervonta Davis. I mean, come on, man. And Ryan Garcia, he's all over the place. He's all over the place. He fought Luke Campbell, won the WBC, interim or intercontinental title. And what did they say? Now that you're the man in the lightweight division and you call all the shots. Oh, yeah. When he got interviewed, y'all can go look at it and see it. But Devin Haney is the WBC lightweight champion. So what? He's nothing? This stuff is sad, man. It's sad. This is sad. Gervonta Davis is one of the most skilled fighters in the game. And the problem is a lot of people was mad at his popularity and how he's being marketed. He's a top level fighter. Nobody said that about Oscar De La Hoya. Nobody said that about Julio Cesar Chavez. Nobody's saying that about Canelo. Nobody's not criticizing. Nobody criticized none of them people. None of them guys. But because he earned the right to be marketed the way that he's being marketed, selling out everywhere he go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I even read somebody say that they was glad or they wanted his pay-per-view numbers to flop or something like that. I'm like, yo, you serious? I'm a fan, but I'm kind of glad his pay-per-view numbers flopped or something. Like, and then they criticizing Devin Haney for his performance against Jojo Diaz. If he take them kind of shots against somebody who can punch. Jorge Linares could punch, and he hurt Devin Haney in the fight. Didn't Devin Haney make the adjustments, weather that storm, and get the victory? Y'all just don't want to give him credit for having a chin. And it's sad because it's like y'all discrediting guys like Mario Barrios and Leo Santa Cruz. And Gamboa. Gamboa ain't nobody to scoff at because he older now. Don't matter. Gamboa was a legitimate threat. Period. But y'all criticize him for beating those guys. He was too big. He was too big for Santa Cruz. All of a sudden now Barrios shouldn't have been in the ring with him and all that kind of stuff. Or if he did stop him, Tank was losing the fight up until he stopped him. Like, y'all, come on, man. Y'all, listen, y'all got to do better than that, man. Y'all got to do better than that. Because this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that Leonard Ellaby, Mayweather Promotions, GTD, Coach Calvin, Barry Hunter, out here, everybody that's involved with Tank, I think they doing a beautiful job. I think they doing an outstanding job. And you're gonna have guys like Jalil Hackett coming along. They're gonna, do the same thing for guys like him. Going to do an outstanding job, because in order for fighters to establish, to get established that way, they have to be brought along a certain type of way. Now, granted, everybody's journey to the world title is different, and it's going to be different. Yes, but don't criticize them once they get there. You criticize them before they get there, and then when they get there, you trying to take that away too? Nah, man, listen. So I already know some of y'all gonna drop some comments. Some of y'all is gonna disagree with a lot of stuff that I'm saying. Not concerned about that. Those of y'all who do agree, y'all already know. I love y'all. I'm rocking with y'all, man. Like, listen, I'm speaking the facts. Like I said, it's just sad. You know what I mean? That Lomachenko fights certain people, and you know what I mean? Like, oh, it's showing his skill set, his imagination that nobody else has, and it's showing his promise of greatness and how he's the best in the lightweight division and all that kind of stuff. Oh, he's coming up from 120. He's really a 126 pounder and all that. Y'all, lay down the excuses for when he don't step up. You know what I'm saying? But then, then y'all criticize the other people. Like Devin Haney was trying to fight Lomachenko. Shakur Stevenson wanted to fight Lomachenko. Okay, Tank wanted to fight Lomachenko. I know. Go ahead and say, oh, Floyd wouldn't let him. They wouldn't let him fight and all that kind of nonsense. Yeah, okay. Y'all know what would have happened if Tank would have fought Lomachenko, and y'all know what happened if Shakur Stevenson would have fought him, or if Devin Haney would have fought him. Okay, like, come on, man. Y'all really, really need to stop with that stuff. Y'all got all these young prospects coming up here. Max on Boxing, you need to do better, dude. You know what I'm saying? Or shut that shit down, cuz. You know what I mean? You talk about all these prospects. You got, not only do you got Jalil Hackett, but you got Malik Hawkins. You got Richardson Hitchens. On top of the guys that you named, Nico Ali Walsh, Xander Zayas, Keyshawn Davis, and a few other guys. Like, come on, man. Don't just pick the ones that you like and just talk about, you know what I mean? Give all these fighters they props and give them they due. You know what I mean? Because boxing is not easy, and it's not a game that's played. This is real life sacrifice. People risking their lives to entertain us. And if it wasn't for the fighters, we wouldn't have nothing to talk about. People like us wouldn't have the platform that we had. So, we got to do better with showing more respect than that, man. Like, if y'all gonna praise Loma, then praise these other fighters just the same, because they deserve it. They got more fights than Loma, but yet and still Loma show. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. And some of y'all gonna be like, oh, you just hating on Loma. No, I'm not. But to be honest, I'm not impressed. I'm not. I wasn't impressed with Teofimo Lopez or Ryan Garcia either. Because see, the difference with Luke Campbell catching Ryan Garcia with that hook and sitting him on his pants, if Tank would have did, he would have finished him off. Loma fought Luke Campbell too. Now see that? Ryan Garcia fight Luke Campbell, Loma fight Luke Campbell, and they both showing, oh, this is things of greatness to come. They're primed and ready. They can take on anybody. But let Gervonta Davis, y'all criticize something. He got criticism when he fought Liam Walsh. When he went over to the UK to fight Liam Walsh. He got criticized for that. Y'all criticized Tank for, losing the belt on the scale and not being able to make weight and all this kind of stuff, man. I mean, yo, come on, man. Come on. But anyway, I'm ready for the comments. Y'all drop the comments. Let me know. This video went a lot longer than I wanted it to go, and it was some audio that I wanted to, pop in there, but I didn't get a chance to. But drop the comments, man. Subscribe to the channel if you're watching this for the first time, man. Just drop the comments. Let me know what y'all think. You know what I mean? Boxing bias and bullshit, because that's what's going on right now.